Hey folks, Javier Lopez here from the exact same location as the last video. How are you all doing? This video is going to be about another topic. Last video we talked about Trump's comments in today's press conference of April 24th, 2020. And today I'm going to be talking about the possibility of reopening the economy. Now, listen, I know that some of you may not agree with me on this topic, so I'm going to try to make this as respectful as I can. So lately, the governor of Georgia and the governor of Florida, and I think the governor of Texas, yes, the governor of Texas too, they wanted to be the first. They're taking major steps into reopening the economy, their state economies, because President Trump, he left it to the states to decide. You know, he has his own opinions. He said it himself, but he left it to the states to decide which states, whether they want to reopen their economy or not. So, President Trump is saying, look, the states can decide when you feel it's safe to open the economy, maybe some later, maybe some sooner. As of now, we have the reality. These are the facts. The realities we have over 50,000 deaths in this country from this virus, and many times more than in cases, but also more in recoveries. So it's kind of balancing out. The virus is still dangerous and it's still active. So what the governor of Georgia is doing is he is saying that as of Friday, which I think is today actually, that they're going to allow, shops to open back up, restaurants, barbershops, regular shops, malls, barbershops, restaurants, etc. And the governor of Florida, Mr. Ron DeSantis, okay, the governor of Georgia is, God, I forgot his name. I need to look up his name real quick. I'm slightly embarrassed of this. The governor of Florida is Ron DeSantis. The governor of Georgia, I know it used to be Nathan Deal. I knew his name. I just forgot it at the top of my head. I know his name too because I remember Brian Kemp. That's the guy. So Brian Kemp is trying to open up, barbershops and malls and restaurants, etc., businesses. Letting people in Georgia go back to work. And he's giving the okay to open again. And likewise with the governor of Florida is trying to reopen, the beaches and all that. And now, as we know, as I know, as many of us know, that things aren't, even if this starts to happen, in state after state, things are not going to get back to normal. They're not going to get back to the way they used to be. And likewise, when Georgia starts opening up, or when Florida, starts opening up, maybe the beaches and all that, and they already did. Florida already started to open the beaches a little bit. They are creating maximum capacity, like for example, in the Florida beaches, maximum capacity of 50 people and mandatory social distancing. And the social distancing will be enforced. So with the Florida beaches, according to Governor Ron DeSantis, social distancing will be enforced. The maximum capacity is 50 people. And third, there are limited hours. So I think that they're only allowed on the beach between like 7 or 11 a.m. and then maybe in the evening, a few hours. And I don't think they're allowed in the midday anymore, which is just acceptable. It's a start. So, in my opinion, this is good news because things are starting to return to a little bit of normality, even though we got a long way to go. And these governors, both Republicans, by the way, recognize we have a long way to go, Mr. Brian Kemp and Mr. Ron DeSantis. Like in Georgia, yes, barbershops and restaurants are going to reopen, but mandatory social distancing will be enforced. and maximum occupancy of these restaurants will be enforced also. So, yeah, you can go to a restaurant, but you have to sit at least, 6 feet away or more from the next person. And because of this, occupancy could fill up more. So you can go to a restaurant, but you might not be able to get in. But at least it's a start. So mandatory social distancing, maximum occupancy, and I think limited hours for Florida beaches and for Georgia and all this stuff that's trying to reopen, and Texas too. I'm not sure what Greg Abbott's doing, but I know they're trying to get open too. And in my opinion, I'm glad this is happening. I know a lot of people are saying we gotta wait till this virus dies, we gotta wait till, this, everybody needs to stay in their homes and this and that. And, I don't think personally that we should be living in fear, honestly. I think that, that there needs to be strict, because this virus is still active and this pandemic still exists and there is a danger to this pandemic, that social distancing and maximum occupancy and other safety measures need to be enforced. They need to be enforced. I personally, in my opinion, as a believer in, individual liberty, I don't think that people should be required by law to wear masks. I think that they should for safety reasons, but there are some towns in Massachusetts right now and some other places that are making it the law to wear masks. And if they don't, you can get fined. I don't agree with that. But I do agree with reopening the economy slowly and sending Americans back to work. I do agree with reopening restaurants. I do agree with reopening the Florida beaches. I do agree with reopening barbershops and malls and all that. People need to be able to get out, and just not only for that, but for their own health too. And people need to, be able to go back to work. And I also agree that mandatory safety measures such as social distancing and maximum occupancy and other things need to be enforced. The only one I don't think needs to be enforced by law is mask wearing, because it's an infringement to say you have to wear it. I don't agree with that, but I do think that it should be recommended. So, yeah, mandatory social distancing, maximum occupancy, and other safety measures need to be enforced for states that are reopening their economy, and I'm glad that they're doing so. And Americans need to get back to work. So this is just my opinion on it. Feel free to let me know what you think. Like and subscribe, and I'll talk to you all later. Javier Blog 208, tuning out.